I've got exclusive information that just surfaced about a move so bold, so ambitious, that it tells you everything you need to know about where the Chicago Bears are headed. This isn't speculation. This isn't rumor mill nonsense. This is real intel about a conversation that happened behind closed doors. And when you hear the name involved, you're going to understand exactly why I needed to get this video out to you immediately. Welcome to Bears News Fan Report, your #1 source for breaking news, insider rumors, and expert analysis on our beloved Chicago Bears. I'm here to bring you the information that matters, the moves that shape our future, and the insights you won't find anywhere else. Stay with me because what I'm about to share changes everything about how we view this front office's ambitions. Let me paint the picture for you. We're witnessing something special happening at Halas Hall right now. The Bears are transforming before our eyes, evolving from a rebuilding franchise into a legitimate contender faster than anyone predicted. Caleb Williams is developing into the franchise quarterback we've been dreaming about for decades. Ben Johnson has come in as our first-year head coach and completely changed the culture, the identity, the entire philosophy of this organization. The energy is different. The execution is different. The belief is different. This isn't your father's Bears team that's content with mediocrity and slow, methodical rebuilds. This is a new era. And the front office is operating with a level of aggression that should excite every single person wearing navy blue and orange. But here's what you need to understand, and this is where things get absolutely fascinating. Winning with a young quarterback and a new head coach is one thing. Building a sustainable contender is another level entirely. The front office knows this. The coaching staff knows this. And they've been working behind the scenes to accelerate this process in ways that most people don't even realize. I've been tracking the moves, studying the patterns, analyzing the decisions. And what's emerged is a clear picture of an organization that's not satisfied with just being good. They want to be great. And they want to be great right now. The NFL trade deadline passed recently. And for most teams, it was business as usual. Some buyers, some sellers, some teams standing pat. But the Bears, they were operating on a completely different level. The phone lines at Halas Hall were buzzing. Conversations were happening. Offers were being made. And the targets they were going after tell you everything of the ambition of this front office. I'm talking about elite talent, difference-maker type players. The kind of acquisitions that transform good teams into championship contenders overnight. The kind of moves that make you sit up and realize that this organization is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Now, before I get to the specific name that's going to make your jaw drop, let me give you some context about where we are as a team. Caleb Williams has shown flashes of absolute brilliance in his rookie season. The arm talent is undeniable. The mobility is special. The leadership qualities are emerging. Ben Johnson has installed an offensive system that's creative, aggressive, and perfectly suited to Williams' skill set. We're seeing progress, we're seeing development, we're seeing the foundation of something that could be truly special. But here's the reality. To win championships in today's NFL, you need more than just a great offense. You need a defense that can dominate, that can create turnovers, that can get after the quarterback and make life miserable for opposing offenses. Our defense has been solid this year. No question about it. We've got some good pieces, some young talent developing, some veterans providing leadership. But when you look at the elite defenses in this league, the ones that carry teams deep into the playoffs, they all have one thing in common. They have that one guy, that superstar edge rusher, who changes the entire dynamic of the defense. The player who commands double teams, who forces quarterbacks to get rid of the ball early, who creates opportunities for everyone else on that defense to make plays. That's the missing piece. That's the element that could take this defense from good to elite. And the front office knows it. So what did they do? They picked up the phone and made a call that demonstrates just how serious they are about winning right. According to breaking reports from one of the most connected insiders in the entire league, the Bears reached out to the Cleveland Browns during the trade deadline period. Now, calling Cleveland isn't unusual. Teams talk to each other all the time, exploring possibilities, gauging interest. But it wasn't just a casual conversation. It wasn't just kicking tires on depth pieces or role players. The Bears went big, and I mean really big. They inquired about acquiring one of the most dominant defensive players in the entire National Football League. I'm talking about Myles Garrett. Yes, you heard that correctly. Myles Garrett, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year candidate, arguably the best edge rusher on the planet, the guy who consistently wrecks game plans and destroys offensive lines. The Bears called Cleveland and asked about trading for Myles Garrett. Let that sink in for a moment. This front office looked at our roster, looked at our trajectory, and said we're not content with a slow build. We want to win now, and we're willing to make a massive move to accelerate this process. The report came directly from Adam Schefter, and his exact words were revealing. He stated that when the Bears were calling the Cleveland Browns, they did ask about Myles Garrett, but Myles Garrett wasn't available. The Bears tried to be a little bit more aggressive, but it takes two teams to get a deal done, and in certain cases, other teams weren't willing to part with a player like Myles Garrett. Think about what that tells us. The Bears were willing to put together a package, likely involving multiple draft picks and possibly players, to acquire a generational talent at the most important defensive position. That's not the behavior of a team that's content with rebuilding. That's the behavior of a team that believes it can compete for a championship right now. Now, Cleveland ultimately said no. They weren't willing to move Garrett, and honestly, that's not surprising. He's arguably their best player. He's under contract. And even though the Browns are struggling this season, trading away your franchise cornerstone sends a message that you're giving up. But here's what's absolutely critical for us as Bears fans to understand. The fact that our front office made that call, the fact that they were willing to be that aggressive, the fact that they're thinking at that level, that's what should excite you. That's what tells you we're not messing around anymore. God, imagine for a second what Myles Garrett in a Bears uniform would mean for this defense. You're talking about a player who has recorded double-digit sacks in 5 of his 7 NFL seasons. A player who can single-handedly take over games. A player who would instantly become the best pass rusher we've had in Chicago in decades. Pair him with the young talent we're developing. Put him in Matt Eberflus' defensive scheme. And suddenly you're looking at a defense that could legitimately carry this team deep into January. That's the vision. That's what the front office was trying to accomplish. And even though it didn't happen this time, it tells you everything about the direction we're headed. Let's talk about the broader implications of this attempted move. First, it signals to Caleb Williams and the rest of our young core that this organization is committed to winning now. When you're a young quarterback and you see your front office trying to acquire elite talent to surround you with, that builds confidence. That creates belief. That tells you that the organization is all in on making this work. Second, it sends a message to the rest of the league that the Bears are buyers, not sellers. We're not accumulating draft picks for some distant future. We're trying to win right now, and we're willing to be aggressive to make it happen. Third, and this is really important, it establishes a precedent for future moves. Just because Cleveland said no this time doesn't mean the door is permanently closed. The Browns are struggling. They're likely headed for major changes in the offseason, and if they decide to rebuild, Garrett could become available. And guess what? The Bears have already established that they're interested, they're serious, and they're willing to pay the price. That puts us at the front of the line if Cleveland's situation changes. Ben Johnson. Influence on this organization cannot be overstated. He came from Detroit, where he saw firsthand what aggressive roster construction looks like. He knows what it takes to build a winner, and he's clearly had input into the front office's approach. The fact that we're going after players like Myles Garrett tells you that Johnson has a vision for this team that goes beyond just developing Caleb Williams. He wants a complete team, a balanced team, a team that can win in multiple ways. That's championship-level thinking. From a financial perspective, acquiring Garrett would have been expensive, but it's not prohibitive. His contract is manageable for a player of his caliber, and the Bears have the cap space to make it work. The real cost would have been in draft capital, likely multiple first-round picks. But here's the thing. When you have a franchise quarterback on a rookie contract, that's your window to be aggressive. That's when you mortgage some of the future to maximize the present. The front office understands this, and they're operating accordingly. The defensive scheme we run under Eberflus is perfectly suited for a player like Garrett. We play an aggressive, attacking style that relies on winning one-on-one matchups up front. Garrett is the ultimate one-on-one winner. He would have fit seamlessly into what we're trying to do defensively, and his presence would have elevated everyone around him. Suddenly, our other pass rushers are facing single blocks because Garrett is commanding double teams. Our linebackers are making more plays because quarterbacks are getting rid of the ball faster. Our secondary is getting more interceptions because there's more pressure on the quarterback. That's the cascading effect of adding an elite pass rush. Looking ahead, this attempted trade tells us that the front office is going to continue being aggressive. Whether it's pursuing Garrett again in the offseason, targeting other elite pass rush who might become available, or making bold moves in free agency, we should expect this level of ambition to continue. This isn't a one-time thing. This is the new operating philosophy of the Chicago Bears. We're done being patient. We're done with moral victories. We're done with rebuilds that take half a decade. We want to win, and we want to win now. The timing of this move makes sense when you consider where we are as a franchise. Williams is showing he can be the guy. Johnson is proving he can coach at this level. Our offensive weapons are developing. The defense has a solid foundation. We're not that far away from being legitimate contenders, and adding one elite player could be the difference between being a wild card team and being a division champion. That's what the front office was trying to accomplish, and I respect the hell out of that approach, Doc. So what does this mean moving forward? It means we should be excited about the direction of this franchise. It means the front office is aligned with the coaching staff in terms of ambition and timeline. It means we're not going to sit back and hope things work out. We're going to be proactive and aggressive in building a winner. And it means that when opportunities arise, whether it's Myles Garrett or another elite player, the Bears are going to be in the mix. I want to know what you think about this, Bears Nation. Are you excited that the front office tried to make this move? Do you think we should continue pursuing Garrett in the offseason if he becomes available? What other moves would you like to see this organization make to accelerate our championship timeline? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I want to hear from every single one of you. This is our team, this is our journey, and your voice matters. If you want to stay ahead of every breaking news story, every insider rumor, every analysis that matters for the Chicago Bears, you need to subscribe to Bears News Fan Report right now. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update because things are moving fast and you need to be informed. We're building something special here in Chicago, and I'm going to be with you every step of the way, bringing you the content you need to stay connected to this team. Let's keep this momentum going. Let's stay positive, and let's get ready to watch this franchise rise to the top. Bear down.